up people, Wagwan. This is the King Boss again, and in this one we're going to be looking at the LG CX. This is a 55-inch model, and right here we have actually a stand. So we're not going to be putting the LG CX on its original stand because it's not convenient for us. We're going to be using the Sonos swivel base that holds up to a 60-inch TV. Let's get cracking. Okay guys, so I'm going to come around and explain some of the stuff on the front, and then I'm going to flip the box around and explain some of the stuff on the back. So let's see what we have. Alright, so obviously the name, LG OLED AI ThinQ. There's a lot there to catch at once, but that's what it is. This is the 55-inch version, and it's the CX or the C10. We have self-lighting OLED, so which means that the perfect black, the perfect color, and OLED eye comfort. I don't know what OLED eye comfort means, but they say OLED eye comfort. We have the AI processor that does up to 4K, so that's obviously 4K video resolution. We have ThinQ AI Home Dashboard. So I'm assuming that's probably like their app store or their dashboard where you can get to separate sections of the TV itself. True cinema experience. We have Dolby Vision and Dolby Atmos. We have filmmaker mode and Bluetooth surround ready. So these are all the features that people would want to have when, I guess, watching movies at home. If you have a 4K Blu-ray player, or let's say you have a PS5, that should be good for that. We have it says unlimited entertainment. Obviously it's not unlimited, but it has loads of features. For example, Netflix built-in, Apple TV, G-Sync. So it has NVIDIA G-Sync. For those PC gamers out there, you know what that means. You can plug your gaming PC into this, and you're going to have nice smooth refresh rates. Okay, you're not going to have that chopping of frames you have on some TVs or on some screens. On this side, we know it's WebOS. So that's the smart TV alternative to Android or to Samsung's own thing. We have, again, NVIDIA G-Sync. That's the logo there. We have Apple AirPlay and we have Apple HomeKit. I'm not entirely sure what this is, but I'm assuming it's Apple's smart home system because it has a small house next to it. Okay. On the back, we have exactly the same thing with less information, to be honest. So I'm not going to do that. So I think now would be a good time to do the unboxing. Let's start this. Okay guys, so now, as I said before, we're going to do the unboxing. I have my screwdriver here, which I'm going to use to cut the tape, and then I'm going to try and pull the TV out. Now, I do recommend that you guys try and do this with someone. My video person is behind the camera, so you might have to actually come out and help me at some point. So let's get started, right? Here we go. Okay, tape cut. Pull that up. Alright, here we have the box finally opened. Let's actually see what we can pull out straight away. Okay, so we have the booklet here. Very typical of these TV manufacturers. So from what I can see, we have the booklet, the remote, we have some batteries as well. I'll open this at some point, but for now I'm going to chuck this to one side. Next we have what looks like an I/O shield. So for those PC gamers out there, if you want to hide your HDMI ports and stuff like that, if you're not using them, this looks like what it is. I'm not entirely sure because, again, obviously I haven't read the instructions, which I'm definitely not going to read. So I'm going to figure this out by myself. And that's it. That's all I can get out. Then this is going to be, oh no, I'm lying. This is actually the stand for the TV. Quite heavy actually, quite sturdy. It's made of metal, which is very nice. We're not going to be using this, so I'm going to put this to one side as well, but this looks very sturdy. Now we're going to pull this out. Oh, that looks very nice. I'm gonna put this to one side as well. So hopefully you guys can see from this angle, the TV is very, very thin, like super duper thin. I've never seen one this thin before up close, unless I'm in Curry's or one of those shops. It's very impressive. This is actually the thickness of the TV. This is the thickness of the TV, guys. Look at that. Look at my fingers closed, and then this is the thickness of the TV. So roughly that. Okay guys, so this is another part of the stand, and this is the reason why we aren't going to use this stand as the one that we use on the TV, because it's so wide, the shelf or the table that we have is going to hang off a lot. So the stand that we are going to use, let me put this to one side again. Let's go over here. The stand that we are going to use, as I've said before, is this one here, which is the Savannah swivel TV base, 32" to 60". This is one we're going to use because this way we can have the TV elevated, which is what we want. As you can see there, it's going to be a lot higher than with the original stand, and we can actually swivel the TV around. So depending on where we are in the room, we could actually move it to suit our needs best. All right, so I'm going to put this back as well, and I'm going to figure out the safest way to pull this very expensive TV out of this box by myself without damaging anything. Okay, so alright guys, so we finally done the unboxing to some extent. I wanted to do the unveiling as well, the unveiling, right? So which is, let's see what this actually looks like. This is what the screen looks like, and I wanted to emphasize how thin this TV is by turning it sideways while it's still in the box. Mr. Cameraman, are we able to see the thickness of the TV?
Yeah, we are.
Alright, so here's my phone. My phone is about 2 or 3 times thicker than the TV. What else can I try? Alright guys, so what I have here are some playing cards, and I think this was the easiest, most accurate way to tell you how thin this TV is. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 playing cards here, and this is the thickness of the TV. Yep, 11 playing cards. So just for those at home who wanted to guesstimate, estimate how thick it was or how thin it was, 11 playing cards, that's it. That's probably a centimeter. That's all it is, or 2 centimeters maximum. All right, cool. All right, so I'm gonna try and fit this stand together as quickly as possible. So I'll speed through this section of the video.
It's not a game, it's a rich thing.
So we kind of lied to you guys. We said we were going to use a different stand, but upon opening the box, we realized that we were robbed. Some of the screws just weren't there. Well, none of the screws were there. So because of that, we're going to actually go back to using the original stand temporarily, just so we can get this video out. All right, cool. So let's get cracking then. You can stop that one. Alright guys, so here we have just a normal headphone jack. So you're going to plug headphones into a 1200-pound TV for some reason. You have optical audio out. We already know LAN, local area network or Ethernet port. We have the antenna, so this would come from outside. Satellite in. We have HDMI in here. This says 4K at 120 hertz, so I'm assuming all of them are going to be 4K 120. USB here. USB port here. And moving over to this side now, here we have another USB port, and again we have 1, 2, 3 HDMI ports, all of them at 4K 120 hertz. And here's just a normal CI slot, which I don't think many people really use, to be honest. But yeah, those are all the ports that we have on this machine. So before we put this part onto the TV, we're going to actually have to put this part of the stand onto this part of the stand. So I guess this adds extra stability. So the way you do that, you hold the stand like this. You have it in front of you and the base, or this part that screws onto the TV, facing to my right. And you have 3 screw holes here. So we have 1, 2, and 3. So again, we have 1, 2, 3 screw holes, right? I'm going to put it so that these holes here, that 1, 2, and 3, should line up with these screw holes, and it should slot in so that you can screw them in relatively easily. So let's see if this works. Let's hope I don't. There we go. That should be it. There we go. That should be it because it's slotted in there, and I should just now be able to screw these in. Alright, so this is what it looks like when it's been screwed on. And now the way we're going to connect this to the TV, what we've done is, put that down. What we've done is with the TV, we've put it on the box so to not have it scratched anywhere. Ideally, you want to leave the plastic on. We forgot to do that, which is fine. Now, face the TV on its front. Have this part exposed. The 4 screw holes are here. And we have 1, 2, 3, 4 screw holes here. I'm going to simply slot this in. You shouldn't fight to get this in. It should just slot in straight away. I'm going to get my screwdriver and my screws. Okay, so that's the stand on. We should be good to go. Feels sturdy enough. I'm going to flip this over, put it onto something, and then we're going to walk through the process of setting up the TV itself. All right, let's go. Here we have the remote. It looks very standard for a smart TV nowadays. We have our home button here, obviously, which is probably going to take us back to the main home screen because it's home, obviously. Here in the middle, we have a scroll wheel, which also acts as a select button. So as you can notice, there's no OK or select button anywhere. That scroll wheel there, after you've selected what you wanted, you actually click the scroll wheel and it takes you to the thing. Power button is as usual, but it is textured, so I'm assuming this is going to be helpful for people who can't see well. So it does. I think this is Braille on the left and right. So the volume is on the left here, up and down. And the channel switching is on the left, on the right here, up and down as well. Down here we have, I guess, what's the most used smart TV apps. Netflix is just standard now for everyone. And we also have Prime Video here. So yeah, we have play and pause, the general stuff, the programmable buttons here. Back, source, guide, settings. There's a dedicated settings button for some reason, but all in all, pretty standard for a remote nowadays. All right, so let's get into the TV. So to turn the TV on, actually, you can press any single button on the remote, which I've noticed. So what I'm going to do is just scroll with the scroll wheel. And as you can see ahead, the TV is going to come on. So all I've done there is scrolled with the scroll wheel, and the TV is now turning on. Alright guys, so here we are in the TV setup process. Now, as you all know, this is going to be a bit more grainy than usual because we're using a camera to record from a screen. So here it says press the OK button or the scroll wheel on your remote. I'm going to press that and continue. Language, oh, okay, this is new. I didn't know it had this. So you can actually use the remote as a pointer as well. Not very accurate, I would say, but it's very useful if you can calibrate it, or if you can get the hang of it. Rather than clicking or scrolling across, you could just quickly move this. Okay, but I'm going to stick to the directional pad for now just to make things a bit quicker. Okay, so language okay, country okay. Use TV, okay, exit first use. I'll go next, see what happens. Okay, HDMI, none of the, oh, so we have 4 HDMI ports as I've said before, and all of them should be capable of doing 4K at 120. I'm going to actually turn the PlayStation on. So there is a PlayStation 5. So that PlayStation 5 is plugged into one of the HDMI ports. So I am just going to turn the PlayStation on now quickly, and it should pop up hopefully. For those of you who don't know what the PS5 controller looks like, this is it. This is the groundbreaking technology everyone keeps raving about. Alright, so there we have the PS5 connected. HDMI 1. I didn't actually know it was HDMI 1, but that's quite handy. I'm going to select next on the TV. Wi-Fi network. Okay, so for this part, I'm going to stop, connect the Wi-Fi network, and then come back to you guys. Right, so the Wi-Fi is now connected. I'm going to go next. Alright, so enter the postcode. This is what it came up with. So please use AI functions. Let's see what this looks like with AI Picture Pro. So I'm assuming this is the normal image. Let's see what it looks like with the AI section turned on. Oh wow, okay. That definitely sharpened up a lot. Let's turn this off again and see what it looks like before. To me, around the eyes and around the nose look a bit blurry. But with this turned on, it does sharpen up a lot to me. Now let's turn the sound up, and I'm going to switch back and forth between the Sound Pro being on and off. Alright, I think it's clear which one should be used. Let's leave both of these on and let's go next. Okay, TV not programmed, which is fine. We didn't want the TV programmed anyway. I'm going to press the home button. Oh, okay, it just comes up with a normal LG WebOS thing. Actually, let's watch something on either Netflix or one of these services in 4K and see how it looks. Alright, so here we're on Disney Plus, simply because I wanted to show you guys some streaming content, let's say. I am a big fan of Marvel, so let's go into Marvel. Which movie in Marvel? I won't show the Avengers, that's just kind of too obvious. I think Captain America Civil War was a really good movie because that's when it brought in Black Panther. And I think Black Panther in that movie was actually a lot better than Black Panther in his own movie. Let's see if I can find Civil War. No, it wasn't the Winter Soldier. I'm pretty sure it was Civil War. Here we go. Let's play that. Do I need to do anything to play 4K?
Yeah, it says it there.
Where?
Underneath play.
Oh, so it just plays 4K automatically.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so let's.
The Wi-Fi is good.
Make sure we have the sound off to not get any copyright strike from Marvel. As what just popped up here was Dolby Vision and Dolby Atmos activated. So you are getting really good quality here. I'm going to try and skip through a bit to, I guess, an interesting part of the movie. All right, let's go about up to here. Yep, this was the part I loved in this movie. Wow, that looks amazing. That quality is actually amazing. All right, guys, so since the only thing we have here that can test this TV properly is the PS5, what I'm actually going to do is go into the PS5, so switch over the source to PS5 there. And then I'm going to show how to set up properly the PS5 for this TV. Okay, so the display area I think is fine. I can see all the way to the edges. So I'm going to go OK there. Adjust HDR. Okay. Just the brightness until the symbol is barely visible. Okay, so we need to go down then. Oh, now we need to go up. That's barely visible, right? No? I would say that one. One just before you, because I can't, I can barely see it.
That's what they want.
I know, but all right. So you want that one then?
Yeah, when they want barely visible.
Fair enough. Let's do that one. Next. So that's how it should look. It's okay. Barely visible again. Okay, a lot of barely visibles. Come on, that one. Okay, fine. Barely visible. That one. There we go. Okay. All right, it says get David Beckham for the FIFA 21 thing. All right, cool. So now we're going to go in and we're going to set up one step at a time the settings needed for the PS5. So first thing to do is to go over to settings there. Actually, let me just go back. Let me stop it here. All right, guys, this is the LG CX, obviously running at 4K 60 by default. But I think this game actually brings it down to 1440p at 60 frames per second. So this is not the best it could look. This is not down to the TV itself. This is down to the PlayStation not being able to drive the game at such high resolutions and at high frame rates. So until they patch or update this game to be able to match that, this is what you'll be getting. 2K at 60 frames per second, all right? So far, what I can say about the TV is movies that are 4K, that are of a high frame rate, let's say, do look amazing. Like I showed you guys earlier, Captain America Civil War, and you guys won't be able to tell from what you're seeing on YouTube, because obviously YouTube compresses it, the camera I'm using will compress it as well, but quality-wise, it looks absolutely stunning. I would give up going to the cinema if I could get those high-quality movies on this TV full-time. It wouldn't make sense paying to go to the cinema anymore, for me personally. I haven't shown much calibration stuff. I haven't shown any calibration stuff in this video, because some of the stuff I've seen on YouTube, you have to watch a full 15-20 minute video just to learn how to calibrate stuff. So what I will do in the next one is, for the PS5, I'll show you exactly how to calibrate for the PS5 based on other stuff I've seen on YouTube. So nothing is going to be from my own research, let's say. I'm just going to give you guys a nice compressed video, a couple of minutes if that, to show you how to calibrate for the PS5. And when I do get my hands on an Xbox Series X as well, I'll show you guys how to calibrate for that if it's any different. Alright guys, so just been playing around with the TV for a bit, played a few games. This is just going to be my initial impressions. There will be another video that goes through in a lot more detail some of the features of the TV, some of the things it can obviously do game-wise. But initially, I've had a 4K TV before, and this to me looks very different. It's so much sharper. Watching movies, playing games, I wouldn't say I've seen a massive difference, but for everything else I have. Feature-wise, this TV has everything you could possibly want, right? Every other gaming channel or gaming reviewer has said this TV is the best one for, let's say, current gen, right? So that's Xbox Series X and PS5. I will be inclined to agree based on the 120 hertz, based on the 4K features, based on the HDR Dolby Atmos as well. However, in the UK now, it's December 31st, so just a day before New Year's Day. Okay, so at the beginning of the year when this TV came out, it was 2,000 or closer to 2,000 pounds, right? Now, at the end of the year, December 31st, as I've said before, it's now 1,299, so essentially 1,300 pounds. So in 1 year, it's dropped 700 pounds, essentially. Now, for me, I wouldn't be able to justify buying a TV like this because the games I play, for example, not many of them are going to be 4K 120 anytime soon. And I have seen 4K 60 TVs with HDR with all the bells and whistles that I would want for half the price of this, for 600-700 pounds. Right? It just doesn't have the 120 hertz. So my initial impressions would be, it's an amazing TV, feature packed all the way up, right? However, I wouldn't pay that much money for it. I would wait. I would wait and I would wait and I would wait, because for the price you're buying this TV for example, in my house, I could buy 2 other TVs, 3 more TVs for the same price I'm buying this one TV for. So that's my impressions there. Hope you guys did like it. Do stay tuned for more. I'm going to do an actual review of the TV itself, so feature set. And yeah, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next time.